Hi, so this is my Automata, and I'll be going over the design process that happened while I was creating it and kind of just talking about my Automata itself. So as you can see, it is Christmas themed. So I have the little handle that I use, and I try to make it look like a present, a chimney that's almost kind of 3D. It's has it on both sides with Santa's feet in the middle, a Christmas tree, and the Grinch, and some cotton balls to make it look like it was snowy. Um, so the first problem I ran into was how to make this second piece move. I knew I wanted to include Santa's feet coming down a chimney, but didn't know what to include for that second part. I had a lot of ideas. I thought about a kid with a Christmas present, maybe someone putting a star on top of a tree. But then I thought about the Grinch, and I thought it'd be fun to show kind of the two sides of Christmas because a lot of kids know about the Grinch, and I think it would have been a fun way to kind of incorporate that and get them in the Christmas spirit. And so after I knew I wanted to do the Grinch, my next problem was how I wanted to incorporate it. And I had a bunch of ideas, or a few ideas actually. And so my main one that I originally wanted to do was have his arm move and kind of look like he was taking a present or an ornament from the tree itself. But that got a little too complicated. And so I thought about just doing him, just having an ornament in his hand, made sure it was the same color as the tree or one of the ornaments on the tree. Um, so I did that. And and then the materials I use for my automata were, of course, cardboard and the dowel rods that were included in it. But mostly what I used was cardboard and paint. All of this is cardboard I have at my house and paint that I just used to create it. And while I was creating it, the only thing that was cut out first out of the cardboard was the fireplace. I cut it because the cardboard already conveniently had the flaps on the side, and I thought that when I folded it, it would have been a good size for the fireplace. So I cut the little fireplace part out, or the mantle, whatever you call it, and then I painted it and glued it on. Everything else, I painted it on cardboard first and then cut it. Some of it I couldn't really get into more of the detailed spots, but everything else was painted first and then cut. And then other materials I used were a hot glue gun, and then on the back of my automata I have a paper clip that goes underneath here, and I'll get into the paper clip more in a little bit. So when I first tested my automata, I had a big problem with the Grinch spinning around. This one is using a kind of a smoothie straw. You can see it here a little bit, a smoothie straw popsicle stick. So it's wedged in there and won't spin, but I wanted the Grinch to kind of be fixated and not spin around, just have him move up and down. So that was one of my biggest problems going into making the automata. So after I tested it, I took a stretched out piece of a paper clip and attached it. It was a lot of trial and error trying to figure out where I should put it. I originally had it wrapped around and stuck and glued into this little corner right here, but one of the main problems is when I was spinning it or testing it out, it would spin a few times and then kind of get caught more up, and it wouldn't go back down. This piece wouldn't go back down. So it was a lot of trial and error, trying to figure out where I should place it, how tight I should wrap it around the dowel rod, and stuff like that. And I finally got it to work. So this is the dowel rod when it is spinning. As you can see, the Santa's feet go up and down just a little bit. And the Grinch is moving up and down, looking like he's kind of taking an ornament. So that was my creation. And then after I was finishing it, I thought it looked kind of boring. It was just regular cardboard at the top, and I thought it would be kind of a festive idea to add hot glue cotton balls to it. So I stretched the cotton balls out and glued it on top. It kind of gives that snowy effect, and for the sake of the automata, we'll pretend that there's no fire in the fireplace and there's no fire hazard. But this is my automata.